Woohoo! Hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody as you start to stream into this temple space. Just going to let the first few of you kind of find your way here as we begin our winter solstice ceremony. So for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, this is the deepest, darkest part of the year. And for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, if you do happen to be joining us today, we are going to have a focus on this darkness and on this depth. And in your part of the world, you kind of have this different turning of the wheel. However, it will all benefit you. It will definitely all serve you if you're coming from the Southern Hemisphere, because darkness and the concepts that we're going to talk about in this ceremony are so intricately interwoven into all of our lives. So I can see many of you are on. There's so far 18 beautiful ladies who have joined us and are joining us live. 22. I get you guys are just going to pop in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of set myself up with the technology. So I've done, I think this is the third live video temple I've done and held. But this is the first one ever for the public. The last two I've done in a smaller circle for the Mermaid Moon Priestess circle. So this is my first time with so many live viewers. So I'm just going to kind of do what Google is telling me to do to make sure the comments are working. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, so this is why I'm starting it now. So I'm just kind of looking. We have our group chat just to get you all familiar with how this works. We have our group chat that's to the right of this video if you're streaming live here. Millie says, hello, great, you already are coming in. So I'm going to get here. Okay, Kelly Thomas says hello with lots of beautiful purple hearts. Blue Raven says hello, Millie is here, awesome. Okay, that's super awesome. So I'm just going to get my windows all in order. Rita says, hi beauty, what fun, lovely to see you on this solstice. Same to you, my love. Okay, so we'll just move that. Okay, Megan says, hello from Miami. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so my heart started, I was a bit nervous today, waking up. I was I don't know if I would call it nervous, but I have this it's just such a potent day. And I think I was putting a little bit of pressure on myself to kind of channel all that energy through. But the truth is, it's really just a big girl party, and probably some awesome brothers too, but mostly a just great divine feminine party, and we're all live and hanging out, and that's the essence of it. Inger says hello with some hearts. Stacy says, hey y'all, it's from Burlington, Vermont. Awesome. I'm so grateful to see you all here and have you all here. So what are we going to be doing today? Kiara says hello from my car. Awesome. So good. Okay, so I'll try not to get distracted by all the comments because there's probably going to be lots coming in. What are we going to do today? What are we going to do today? Well, it's the winter solstice, like I was saying, of course, at the start of the video, and that's why you're all here. So we have the deepest, darkest part of the year, and this is a really important marker of the wheel of the year. So the wheel of the year being that that cycle, that cyclical energy that the earth goes through in relation to the sun, to the moon. And so we have different markers. So this marker today is the longest night, right? Out of all the year, we have this day being the darkest day of the year. We also have different aspects like the equinoxes and Samhain, which our last public ceremony we had. And so we have this opportunity to kind of recalibrate ourselves with the rhythm of the year as we move through these different holy days. And for me, I know you might have read this in an email or a post on Facebook that I shared with you, but I'll share again. I can see the chat window streaming. I'm I want to read, but I also need to hold the space here. You know, over the last year, through a mentor of mine, for the most part, really inviting me to step more deeply into the wheel of the year, I've had actually some pretty profound shifts. And I feel the reason has been because in our remembrance, I'm a big believer in past lives. So however this fits your belief system, just keep what resonates. But I feel that we've had past lives, and even our ancestors have really been celebrating and marking what we call, like I said, the wheel of the year, these important holy days. And when we reactivate that, when we sit down for a ritual or when we gather in groups on these days, it's like we reawaken dormant memories. Like we reawaken something inside of ourselves. And for me, that happened a lot over the past year. So, now my path seems probably clearer than ever because I've remembered a lot of even my past lives coming through. And I'm looking at it as this cosmic trajectory now. So this life fits into my role and my purpose in other lives. And it's actually this simultaneous adventure. And so, for me, I've become, like I said, more aware of my dharma and my purpose, right? So here we are all together in this space with that invitation for us to go deeper. And, this is going to reawaken memories for sure within you as well, simply by taking the time to sit with the Great Mother, sit with the Goddess, sit in sisterhood, as we've done for eons, we've done for thousands of years. Like I said, our ancestors have, our past lives, we have done that as well. So I'm so grateful to sit with you. But you know what? We've probably never really done it on a Google Hangout. This is like pretty new technology. So that's so cool that we can get to use and work with this modern world to sit and weave our ancient kind of energy. So let's look at some of the comments that are coming through. Ariel, who I know is Denise, says, hi, Beth. Hi, love. Zach Schumacher, happy solstice. This is Kristen. I was about to say, I was like, oh, welcome, brother. But happy solstice. This is Kristen on my husband's Google account. Jess says, hi from Ohio. Cherie says, Jess, I'm in Ohio too. Awesome. Mary Ann, hi from Edinburgh, Scotland. That's awesome. Definitely, my ancestry is partially from Scotland. I'd love to go visit. Claire says, hi from the center of France. Chloe says, hi, love. And Rita says, did Beth freeze for anyone else?
Definitely,
well, hopefully
my
not.
ancestry is
all right. We're getting echoes here coming in. Yeah, so hopefully I'm not freezing for anyone else. But if I do freeze, what you can do is you can just refresh your browser, and hopefully that will work. And Sheree says, no, she's not frozen. Awesome. Okay, I could go crazy reading all the comments. Megan says, happy solstice from India, Napa. Amanda says, howdy from South Florida. Okay, I'm just so grateful to be with you all and having that come through. Okay, so what we're going to do to start off this ceremony, I'm going to give you a little bit of a clearing, an energetic clearing. And what I'm going to do, I have these candles beside me. Unfortunately, they were not tall enough to show up in the screen, but I do have a little altar right next to me. And we're going to start off this ceremony by doing a little bit of an energetic clearing. So this is Palo Santo. For those of you who are not familiar with Palo Santo, it is a tree. It's a wood from a tree from South America. And Palo Santo literally translates into holy wood. And I have had really profound experiences with this plant and its ability to energetically clear and create space for what is true, what is sacred. So I'm going to I'm going to light it a little bit more, get that going. And if you have any sort of like sage or Palo Santo beside you, feel free to wash yourself in that as I'm doing this. I'm going to pull this over my field, and I'm also going to send this out energetically to you, just praying that the smoke and the energy of this Palo Santo goes into everyone's field who is watching us either live or on rebroadcast. And I just want to presence those of you who are joining on the rebroadcast. You are with us here etherically 100%. So just kind of sending that to you. Awesome. We also call upon our spirit guides and our angels and our ancestors who come with unconditional love to be with all of us for this ceremony. And I invite you now to take a moment to kind of come inward. Maybe you might even want to close your eyes and take a deep breath, allowing yourself and your focus to turn more inward than maybe it has been all day. Inviting yourself to just take a moment to decompress, to connect in with your soul, to connect in with your heart, and to invite any other beings that are helpful and loving that you would like to invite into this ceremony. You can do so now. All right, just reading some of these comments coming in here. Jess says, met a woman in my support group who just this Tuesday told me she's had dreams of being burned at the stake. I started to weep and had to collect myself. She was taken aback. Yeah, Jess, thank you for bringing that up. This, it happens when we have these powerful moments of remembrance. Not all of them, in fact, even quite a lot of them can be a little bit in your face, in our face, challenging. And I know what you mean when there's just that moment of soul recognition of something, and you can just, like, something opens up within you. You just need to cry about it. Like, that's kind of what I'm talking about. And this is what we're opening ourselves to as we sit in ceremony with each other. And there's no better or worse. So if you have moments of remembrance, or if you just feel kind of, not really sure, I kind of feel peaceful and I kind of feel weird and I don't really know what's happening, this is new for me, that, like, everything is allowed in this circle. So whatever you feel today, whatever is being brought up for you today, whether you're feeling so excited to be here or whether you're just feeling a little cranky and you got some stuff going on, all of that is allowed in our circle. This is not a circle that we have to just come from the total only light aspects of ourselves. We're going to talk about this more, this whole call and ceremony, but this is a circle where we bring our whole selves. We bring our shadows, we bring our wounds, we bring our heart, we bring our truth, we bring it all, because all is healed through the mother. All dies to the mother, all comes from the mother. So the mother being the goddess and the great mother, where all creation comes from. So all of that is allowed in this circle. Bite says, interesting category, comedy. Yeah, we can laugh. I think that was a mistake. Okay, so lots of comments are coming in, but I'm going to focus a little bit on moving through with some of the content that I wanted to introduce. So as I mentioned and as I spoke of in my emails and in my communications on social media, we are working with the goddess Hekate today. Okay, so that's Hecate, commonly spelled, but I've also seen it spelled Hekate. And Hekate is an energy. She is a goddess that hails to us from ancient Greece. So by that I mean the ancient, how do you say, the ancient Greeks, the ancient Grecians, the people of ancient Greece. So that's the people who really held space for Hekate and her wisdom. So even though she is this energy weaves through all different cultures, all different people, in all different places, it was the Greeks who, named her that name and, birthed that archetype that we now know her as. So some of you might be, new to working with goddesses or deities. So I wanted to kind of open a little bit of a dialogue first about what a goddess is and, what that means to work with her. So for me personally, I totally believe and have this understanding and awareness that there's this singular energy, that some people call God, some people call creator, great spirit, et cetera, et cetera. There's this infinite intelligence. So I feel that there's just this one heart that breathes through us all. Yet I also feel that there's lots of different energies, archetypes, and beings who have been birthed into consciousness and birthed into awareness that have different roles and different functions, just as we are souls that have been birthed. I feel that, goddesses and different deities have been birthed in some way to hold the frequency of what the vision of that creation was, to be of service to different souls in the tribe, et cetera, et cetera. So I actually wanted to read something to you from a book by Doreen Virtue. It's called Archangels and Ascended Masters. So this book is a whole book basically devoted to different energies, different deities, different ascended masters. So it contains everybody from like Jesus Christ to Archangel Jophiel to Kali, the Hindu goddess, just deities and beings that hail from all different beliefs and all different cultures. And Doreen talks a little bit about like what these deities are and who they are. And I found it quite interesting. And when I was meditating with Hekate just before this ceremony, I had this vision of reading from this passage. So she says, okay, so, or maybe if we focus our prayers and thoughts on a concept over time, such as a goddess or god, the collective thought forms gel into a living spiritual organism that behaves in the way we've come to expect. All of our human thought power is encapsulated into this deity and comes back to us like principal and interest in a spiritual bank account. It's possible that we humans tap into divinities that already exist. Or it's possible that our collective beliefs and legends create those beings who then come to have a real life force of their own. So there's lots of different ways of understanding who a deity is or how she comes about, right? Doreen says, it's possible that these deities were already there, that Hekate is this energy that has been here since time immemorial. There's also a possibility that Hekate is a creation of thought forms, although I don't think that she is, because she's kind of telling me, no, I'm kind of like interwoven into like the earth and the cosmic scheme of things. I'm a frequency, I'm a ray. Okay, so I'll look at the comments here before I go a little bit onwards. Rita says, I loved how you told us earlier how the darkness is a resource. Yes, 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 we're totally getting into lots of that today. Blue Raven says, I feel like I just want to break down. Witnessing you, sister. I'm definitely going to be sharing a story that might resonate with you a little bit today. Jess says, Palo Santo and sage pine smudge burnt, heart chakra, power, renewal, goddess and god candles lit. Black tourmaline, green calcite, forest agate present. Thank you for this stillness meditation. Beautiful, Jess. Thank you for sharing. Amanda says, Hail Sparta! Ancient Greece was awesome. I have to wonder if you're speaking from actually being there or you're just saying that. Either way, awesome. Okay, so who is Hekate and what is she all about? At this time, I feel Hekate and the energy of this this being and this energetic frequency is very important, because Hekate is an ancient crone goddess. That means that she has encapsulated all three of the faces of the goddess and has matured into the crone energy. So she's gone through the maiden, the mother, and now sits firmly in her crone energy, where, again, she encapsulates all three, but really lives from that space. The crone is that kind of wrinkled, older woman, with that, maybe she has like a cackle laugh and she's a bit eccentric. And at the end of the day, she doesn't really give a fuck, because she spent her maiden years probably giving a fuck. She spent some of her mother years probably giving a fuck. And then in her crone year, she's like, okay, it's time to drop the fucks and not give them, and really come into this place where your truth. As a crone, she knows her truth and she embodies that, and she doesn't need anyone to validate that for her. She simply is and shares that. So Hekate is really intimately associated with the darkness, with the new moon, with the winter solstice, and she has this energy that allows all of us to be present. So we spoke a little bit about that, welcoming you into the circle and actually asking you to still keep your wounds and your shadows in this circle because they're welcomed, okay? That's the energy of Hekate. In meditation today, I was, with her, and she showed me something. She showed me that we as a society and we as a collective do not feel that all of ourselves are acceptable or allowed or appropriate. And she showed me it's almost like an iceberg. She showed me like a part of what we feel is acceptable and okay to show the world. Just changing my setting here. A part of what we feel is acceptable and okay to show the world lives like on top, like lives on the surface, lives in the light. And it's like, oh yeah, so it's kind of like, us posting on Instagram or like, yeah, I had the best day ever, like snap, like look at what's cool and acceptable and allowed, look at what I want to share. Or like, that part that you go home to your parents and you talk about this and this and this because, only a certain amount of your life might be allowed and a certain amount you might want to like keep hidden. So that's kind of the energy. She showed me like, that kind of like top of the iceberg of, what we show to our friends, even what we show just to ourselves sometimes. What we show to the world. And then there was this huge energy that was like below in this vision, below what meant the light. And there's actually more energy here. And it was all this energy that we maybe don't feel is allowed or acceptable. So this is, when we were rude to somebody, when we stole this, when we like did, what the patriarchy said we shouldn't do, when we woke up with a hangover, when we lost it at someone we cared about and broke a friendship, when we like physically hurt someone, even like all these energies that we're like, no, that's not allowed, not acceptable, are below the surface. And so what happens is we're totally topsy-turvy. We don't have this integration because we've only allowed certain parts of ourselves to breathe, be integrated, see the light, and be in expression. But Hekate is like the ruler of what's under that domain, as well as the ruler of the integration that comes from there. So her message and her energy is that all parts of ourselves are allowed. And it's time to stop only expressing and sharing a small part of ourselves with the world, when in truth our soul longs to say, this is who I am. This is who I am in vulnerability. This is who I am, all of me. And she says, that energy is going to literally save the world, because a lot of the reason why we have this pent up frustration, anger, fear, violence coming up and out is because all of that has to go somewhere. But if it's suppressed, then it's going to come bubbling up, at a certain amount of time. So if we, these pillars and priestesses for the divine feminine, start to really activate and allow that allowance in our own lives. So I want you to think about the things and feel into the ways that you carry shame and what you have shame about, or what you feel like is not acceptable and not allowed. And feel that. And can you imagine, invite Hekate, and we're going to get into a meditation shortly here. But really feel those, and what would it feel like to actually know that those parts of you were allowed, that this is human life, and of course you've got weird stuff going on, that, yeah, sister, me too, I am not a spiritual, totally clean, 1,000,000% pure, ready for, whoever, energy. I as well, along with you, have fears, doubts, shame, vulnerabilities, insecurities, don't take care of myself sometimes, choose things that I know don't serve me, but constantly choose them anyway, And if we can make space for that, and we can actually just let it all integrate or be a party, so we're going to take that little stuff above the surface and all the stuff below. And actually, when we release the fear of darkness, we'll actually be able to see that, integrate it, and merge it. When that happens, we feel so much freer. We feel like, awesome, all parts of myself are allowed. And this is a journey. This doesn't happen overnight, but that's the energy of it. And then we're vibrating with that frequency of integration, of allowance, of, yeah, whatever, be yourself, be your crazy self. Doesn't matter if it fits into that box. And what actually happens is that energetic vibration starts to shift the collective vibration. So whether people come to meet you and see you, and they're just changed by that vibration, or whether it is happening on the collective global scheme, when we allow all parts of ourselves to emerge and be integrated, we can actually have a really deep, potential to heal the world. Okay, we're just reading some of the comments coming through. Awesome. Amanda says, I took off from doing yoga since September and been drinking more wine to relax instead of so much movement. Yeah, and just being able to witness and share that is healing within and of itself. Of yeah, I might not hit that benchmark of perfect that I have in my head, but that doesn't matter because I am real and I'm just here. And that's awesome. Rita says, even saying divine feminine was taboo since I was very young. Wow. As well as having a menstrual period and being female. So yeah, Rita says, I am a little old. By that she means she's, generation maybe above myself, which is really beautiful. I am breathing relief to hear Beth talk right now. Awesome. Okay, so that's some of the energy. So I'll share a personal story for me. So this morning, I woke up feeling like shit. I thought, I have 3 ceremonies today. I just did a ceremony with my mentor. I'm hosting this one and going to a girlfriend's house tonight. And I was like, oh, it's going to be so great. It's going to be so awesome, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so last night I was also at another ceremony. And there was I usually don't eat sugar because I know it doesn't work for me. And I usually don't eat dairy because I know it doesn't work for me. But there was lots of dairy and there was lots of layers, hot chocolate with honey, still not refined sugar, but whatever, and tons of I made this drink called the Blood of the Mother, which was so amazing, but it was filled with black cherry juice and there was tons of it. So I ended up having way more, like ingesting way more, you know, I guess you could say energies that I knew didn't really serve me, but I was like, it's so good. I eat this cheese, I drink this. Oh yeah. So I'm really sensitive personally to like what I put in my body. And yeah, so this morning I woke up with a headache. I was really tired, but I couldn't really sleep anymore. And right, like if I was operating from this place of like only some things are allowed, you know, like that, like clean, clear place of like that, I think spiritual teachers are kind of like feel like, well, I don't know, for myself, kind of like pressured to be in, or at least I did. Now I don't really care. You know, I would come online and I wouldn't mention any of that. I'd be like, oh, it's such a holy day. We're so holy and pure and oh, everything's just going perfectly, right? But like instead I want to share with you like, oh, the like shit this morning because I didn't really, you know, put things in my body that were the best. And that's like Hekate's energy coming through, just like laugh at that, and like not necessarily to come from a place of like, oh yeah, just keep doing those things and keep doing that because like who cares. It's not like that energy. It's just that there's space held for that. And it's like, okay, like you came off center a little bit, like you don't feel your best. Like I love you anyway, right? Like how many of us feel like we can only truly love ourselves when we like check all those boxes. So you know that feeling when you have like a great, like productive day or whatever it is. And you're like, yeah, I got up early and I felt great. And I had some green juice and like I had like the best lunch and I like got all this work done that like I needed to do. I felt super productive and I went here and I went here. And like end of the day, it's like, oh yeah, girlfriend, like pat on the back. Like, yes. Like, so you know that, or what, you know, however that works for you, however that comes about for you. And then we also have like those days, like when I woke up today, I was like, oh, you probably shouldn't have done that. You probably shouldn't have like done that. You probably shouldn't have smoked that weed, or like probably shouldn't have like, eaten that. Like, ooh, okay, like feeling a little heavy. And it's like the question is, can we love ourselves there? And that's what working with Hekate is like really awesome for, because the truth is that the wound holds the energy of release inside of it. So if we were operating from that old paradigm way, we'd be like, oh, like you fucked up, bad, we're going to do better. Almost like that New Year's resolution energy, right? Of like, oh yeah, like let's just say 2016 wasn't as good because 2017 is going to be the best year ever. Like, you know, that like kind of like dishonoring of what's happened and like, I'm going to be better. So that doesn't like really flow in the path of the divine feminine, because again, our wounds carry such medicine. So I want you to think about this like a metaphor. So with that, you know, that wounding coming up and me kind of choosing things that don't really serve me, you know, doing it anyway, you know, if I didn't really want to look at that and I was like, no, that doesn't deserve love or my attention. Like I got to go back to my meditation pillow and just like be clear and pure and then like go out and like just, you know, fix it or whatever. If I had that happening, so that would be very much in the energy of suppression. So that's like taking, say, some like, let's call it some food that's a little bit like moldy and like putting it in a cupboard in the back where I can't see it, and then putting like some stuff in front of it so I really can't see it. Like, my house is so clean now. Great. You know, okay, so there's that. The thing is, all of that food, and that has a lot of nutrient. That's like from the earth originally. And it has like all this awesome nutrient energy. So if I actually instead took that like a little bit moldy like food, whatever, and I was like, I gifted it back to the earth. So I actually had a conscious awareness of how to work with that energy, how to work with that food. And I placed it in the earth, or I placed it in my compost pile. That energy now can become fertilizer for what we're growing next. That energy now can be fertilizer for the new food that's not moldy and it's fresh and it's ready to go, right? So does that trigger anything within you, right? Like, you know, we have our wounds, but if we can work with them consciously, they can be our gold and they can be our fertilizer. So at the core of, you know, drinking like too much sugar and like whatever and having a headache and all these things that were coming up, you know, honoring and loving myself, there's something there for me. Like the gold within that for me in this moment and my lensing now, and it might change, but is like that seed of releasing the self-judgment. That seed of, and like they're even coming through now saying, now you've turned it into gold already because you're sharing vulnerable experiences of where you didn't feel so good. And you're actually bringing that to the collective as medicine. And automatically it's being transmuted into the gold right there. So I want you to kind of marinate on that and kind of feel into, into how that can work in your own life and how that can show up in your own life, of that honoring of the wound. And they're also saying, guides and beings that are channeling through me, and Hekate is like, don't be afraid to show and share your own wounds with the world, because in my opinion, we have too many people, and with compassion, because I understand where it's coming from, but we have too many people that are projecting this like perfect life, great days, tie it up a little bow in a package. And like, you might feel like you might need to do that in order to receive love or be accepted or grow your business or, you know, gain expertise as a writer or a spiritual teacher or whatever you're up to. But the truth of the matter is that we have that iceberg and, you know, darkness under it syndrome. Then we have a lack of integration, and that shows up by someone else seeing your stuff on Instagram, feeling that energy, and then maybe even kind of feeling bad about themselves in their own life because they know that they don't have that pretty, you know, packaged life. And this, you know, turn that around. We've all been there, you know, scrolling through, and people have these seemingly incredible, amazing lives, and we allow ourselves to feel less than or bad about it. I would like to be a part of a tribe, and I would like to challenge my tribe, and I would like to challenge myself to start to bring some of our more vulnerable, wounded aspects to the surface, even if they're not fully healed and worked out yet, to actually bring those forward, to actually create that sense of integration, because that's what the world is really missing right now, I feel. And that's going to help us to come back more into balance, because we even have like that energy of the church, right? And it was like, you know, the sinning and the, you know, being the virgin, and, you know, with due respect to like Jesus and Christianity, I was raised Catholic myself up until grade 12. So this is coming from like an experiential place. But, you know, we have that energy coming through of like pure white only, and like the darkness is associated with bad and evil, and the primal energy and the sexuality is wrong. And so it just kind of perpetuates that patriarchy when we're doing that, when we're going about, we're only sharing that 10% of ourselves that we feel is worthy, right? So in this kind of ceremony, we're being like challenged to kind of heal from within and integrate that from within. But also, because we're such powerful women and we're leaders as we are, to actually go and share that with the world, to share our vulnerabilities and our process of integration. And it even might just be showing up in your journal, you know, for the first day or for the first week or first year of the practice of integration. And it might come up more and more. It might be having a vulnerable talk with a girlfriend who you feel could understand and hold space for you. It might mean sharing a blog post. I know I came on the Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon Facebook page just 15 minutes before we started. And I saw a post from a sister and a client that had just come to me in the last week. And I had challenged her to start to bring some of what she felt shameful about, and she felt didn't really work with her spiritual path now, and actually help to integrate that, bring that up and share her story with the world, because there are so many people who could resonate and relate to it. But as long as she felt shamed by it and suppressed it, she couldn't be of service to all those people who just needed to see themselves mirrored in someone else, and, you know, that being okay. So I was so grateful and glad to see that. I didn't have time to watch the video because of, you know, getting to the ceremony, but I'm definitely going to later. And I know that that was healing for herself, and also so healing for so many of the people that are about to watch. So it's kind of like, let's release this idea of perfection and just be who we are. And I know I am excited to keep doing this over the days and weeks to come, because I can do it more too, right? Just going to have a moment to look at some of these comments that come through. Okay. There's lots of comments, so I'm just going to kind of scroll through. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. This is a divine blessing and a gift. Yes. Millie says, this is my next big hurdle. I have a huge cloud hanging over me, making me feel like I need to be perfect in every area of my life. Gotta let this shit go. Awesome, Millie. I witness you. And you even made a huge stride just by honoring that and saying that, right? Just saying that to the tribe. I feel this way. This is what's true for me. Kelly says, love this truth. Awesome. I've been sick past 2 days and have definitely been telling myself, don't worry, you'll do better soon. Oh, that's the voice. But I realize I really need to let myself be okay with how I feel right now. Thank you so much. I believe that's Kristen coming through. Yes, that's the voice that I get too. Don't worry, you'll do better soon. This isn't acceptable now, but don't worry, in the future you'll be better, you'll be clearer, you'll be purer. Let's do, let's, not be with this right now. Let's, this is bad. Let's go to what's good, right? That's the voice that we're working through and that Hekate comes through and really guides us to say, be with your pain now. There's something delicious there. There's gold there. If you breathe into it, right? Rather than stuff it in the cupboard and say, my house is clean, it's going to be really clean. Bring it out and actually have the courage to walk to the compost bin and place it there and honor it as fertilizer. So however that is going to come around for you, just, feeling that resonance. We're going to get into meditation soon to have a deeper feeling of that coming through. We need to be okay with chaos. Precisely. I'm recently out, Jess says, I'm recently out of an abusive relationship. The pain of loss is so intense, but even Rumi and Rupi Kaur writings aren't providing comfort. This metaphor of nutrition hiding in the muck. Yes, it's just so healing. This is the goddess here. This is the dark goddess coming through. Okay, awesome. So I'm loving that you ladies are resonating and feeling this energy. Okay, so we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm actually going to talk about a different face of the winter solstice and the message of Hekate before we dive into our meditation. So I made a Facebook Live video about this yesterday. And some of you might have seen it, and it's kind of the energy of how can honoring this energy of honoring the darkness, integrating the winter solstice, the stillness, the slowing down, the letting it be, help us to manifest our desires in 2017 and at any time of the year, in any year. How is that, how does that parallel? We are so used to thinking about manifesting our desires from a very hustle or doing place. So we might have a goal in mind, and we might have like steps that we think that we need to take to reach that goal. And then we might have this energy of constant, okay, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it. Oh, better have enough time. Oh, I have 4 things on the to-do list. I only have 3 hours. Oh my gosh, just do it, because that's going to mean success. And, sacrificing my energy and going to bed really, really late and waking up really, really early because that's going to be what's going to, help me to get that and just, do it. So we're kind of used to thinking, because we've been conditioned that way, to think that kind of, overly masculine or only masculine energy, by that, with respect for the masculine, especially when it's in balance, but that kind of more doing space. We're used to thinking that manifestation comes from there. Rita says goal and steps is certainly the energy of the patriarchal aspect of business school. Oh, yes, I went to business school myself, and that was the energy, right? A degree in finance, funnily enough. I graduated my degree in finance and then started my business about crystals and angels. It was a great, great time of my life. But here's the thing. From the perspective of the divine feminine, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because we know that like attracts like. So even though action steps can be super important for creating our dreams, they're only a part of the equation, and actually not as big a part of the equation as we were made to believe. The divine feminine is that energy of that deep darkness, of the womb space, right? When you're a baby and you're a fetus in your mama's womb and you just have black around you, is that energy of like the cosmos, and it's just that naturally black frequency of unlimited potential, right? And there's this energy that the divine feminine carries of receptivity, of rest, and of stillness. And the masculine can totally be involved in that energy of stillness. When it comes to stillness, that's the center point of it all. So coming back to that like attracts like idea and concept and understanding. If we're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go get and do, what's the energy behind that? What's the intention behind that? Well, probably that I don't have enough. I am not enough. I need to get better. I need to be more. I need to do more. And at the core of that, right, is I'm not enough. I don't have enough. So if that is our energy resonance, and you better believe that intention is a huge determining factor of how your manifestations come into form, because it lives at the heart and the seat of that energy. If that's my vibration, which I can definitely be in myself as well, and I know that all of us can, right? Of I'm not enough, I don't have enough, then what are we attracting? More of I don't have enough, I am not enough, because the universe speaks back to us in vibrations, right? We can pray all day for something to happen, but if we're in the energy that is the opposite of that, if we're feeling that from a place of lack, of I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it, we can pray about it, we can act about it, and the universe is still going to meet us with our vibration. That's just how it works. I remember trying to manifest a new home many years ago. So grateful to be in this home, because it's, kind of a manifestation of what I wanted to happen. But it took me a long time, like a couple of years, to manifest it, when I was thinking it might be like a month or 2 months, like I needed a house. And I remember, visualizing it and praying about it and doing lots of action steps. And I was so frustrated at the universe that it wasn't happening. And even with finances, I remember being so frustrated with my business a few years ago that the money wasn't coming in, and just so mad and literally screaming on the beach, where is the money, right? But all the while, I had this energy that was leading the show that was coming from a place of lack. Of I don't have the house, I gotta go get it. I don't have the money, I gotta go get it. So what I didn't understand at that time was that the universe literally is matching our frequencies. That's just how it works in this dimension with where we're at. I don't feel like all dimensions are quite as stringent as that or whatever. But this is where we are. This is where we're at. So if we actually now think about it from this place, if we can actually rest. So that's why part 1 was so important, because we're not going to be able to rest if we feel shame about things. And we're obviously shame is just a part of the human experience sometimes, but if we're so uncomfortable with who we are in our decisions, and we're no, that didn't align with what I thought that I should have been, then we're not going to be able to rest. We're going to have that go-to energy. I've got to change it. I've got to make it happen. I've got to, get away from that, right? So that's why part 1 is so important, to, let it go and allow that to be, and love yourself anyway. And that's a lifetime work, that, I feel. But that's a part of the process, right? Now, if we can come and we can relax, we can meditate, we can be in this still space. So I invite you to just close your eyes with me for a moment and just feel what that feeling of that still space will feel like. And that energy of there's nothing to do. The trees are growing, the sun is shining, the ocean is, moving, the waves are flowing, and the earth is turning beautifully on its axis. There's babies being born now, and there's people dying now, and all is in this, flow, this concentric flow. Feeling into that place, you can open your eyes if you want to. What does that feel like? That feels like enough. That feels like, yes, a fit. That feels like, and don't beat yourself up if you couldn't quite enter that space right away. But I invite you to keep practicing it. That feels like, yes, I have everything I need. And then, like attracts like, what happens is the universe shows up with that vibration of, here you are, you have everything you need. Here's more of what you need, because you have everything you need. And that vibration can meet you. So, and there's also that part of it is when we actually empty out and just create that space within us, then the manifestations have somewhere to land. They have somewhere to go. They have somewhere to live. If we're constantly in the hustle mode, we're not actually in our bodies creating space for our manifestations to ground in and live within us and come through us, right? You can think about it like this, like a black hole. I don't know if you remember your science from school, but black holes, when you come close enough, will suck everything in that vacuum. That's what we all have within us. We all have a black hole within us of that still vacuumed, emptied out space, something I'm practicing a lot with my mentor. I can get better at it, as everyone can. So that's what we're practicing right now. I don't claim to be an expert at this, but that lives within us. So if we're in our energy of that black hole, you feel how magnetizing that is, how you're actually pulling things towards you. It's like that energy of I say, oh, I really need a rain jacket, and I'm walking home one day and I find a really cute rain jacket on the side of the road. That happened to me like a month ago. That's the energy, right? I didn't have to like, okay, well, I gotta like work like 3 clients this week because I want to get that rain jacket that I really like, so let's hustle and do that and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we love action sometimes, but you see how it just showed up, you know what I mean? Like, that's just, you know, happens. And same like jackets are a theme. You know, they could be considered small manifestations, but whatever, it's a great example of this. And I've also been visualizing, like, I just want a really cute jacket, like, I feel like a priestess in, and I just like, you know, I love my clothes and they make me feel like a priestess and beautiful. But right when I put like my different jackets on, like, I just want a really cute jacket. I'm like, where am I going to get it from? And then like a week later, my friend Vinita comes and is like, I have something for you. And she brings like this beautiful jacket that's just for free to me. That's like, I wear it every day and I love it so much. And it just makes me feel like a witch, and I love it. Right. That's like the energy of just trusting, and it just is vacuuming towards you. Right. So let's look at what's coming through a little bit. Amanda says, I worked in NYC, enough said. Bless you all. Enjoy the winter and spread the smiles. Allow it to be and let it go anyway. I need to acknowledge my shadows and accept them how they are and not worry so much about the law of attraction. Beautiful, witnessing you in that. Then that's true. Thank you for saying that. Is, you know, that Abraham Hicks mentality, which I love, but I haven't fully been able to integrate into my life. And for those of you unfamiliar with that, that's like the, you know, vibrate really high. You know, it's like you have like this and this and this, and like it'll come to you. And don't let yourself, you know, go in like you're feeling like emotions of sadness or this or grief. It means that you're out of alignment and you need to come back up. As much as I totally get where they're coming from, and there's probably a lot of truth in that, I've never been able to really integrate that into my life, because when you actually just need to feel your feelings, you need to feel the grief, you need to feel the sadness, you just need to do that. And there's this beautiful integration in that. And maybe that's what's happening, is that the integration of that energy is wholeness. So that's what we're attracting, is now that wholeness can come out and connect. Claire says, sorry, ladies, I have to leave. It's more than midnight for me. My body's asking for some sleep. Thank you so much for joining us and honoring that, Claire. We are still with you as you go to sleep. I manifested a safe passage home from Niagara Falls with a lot of wine in the car, but it's lots of well-made wine. Amanda loves her wine today. I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get into a meditation now to meet with Hekate and start to enter that still point, really take advantage, so to speak, of this dark energy so we can ground ourselves into the integration, so we can ground ourselves into the knowing that our shadows are totally allowed and they're beautiful, and let's bring them out so they can breathe and they can compost, so they can fertilize our dreams for the next year. So if you want to join me now, just by shutting your eyes, maybe bringing your hands to your heart in prayer, or resting them on your lap, on your knees, upright, whatever works for you. And start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in a better way that works for you, as you allow yourself to connect with the energy within you. As we begin to turn our focus inward, we call upon the medicine and the energy of Hekate now as we enter this meditation. And I want you to see yourself walking down a dark forest path now. And with each step, you feel the energy of the earth below you, stepping your left foot and your right foot, feeling the energy of Gaia as she breathes below you in this darkness and this stillness. And as you walk down this forest path, start to feel the energy of the trees around you, feeling the energy of the soil, allowing yourself to really surrender into that energy. As you continue to walk, you see the outlines of a cave in front of you. And this cave is the home of Hekate. And as you step closer and closer into this cave, this knowingness and realization flows through you. And you feel guided, almost like a magnet to the metal, to go step by step and enter Hekate's energy and Hekate's home. As you step through the entrance of the cave, you feel a rushing of water that's coming from above the cave, just trickling down through you. And you intuitively sense that you are being cleared and refreshed, cleansed with love as you enter this sacred womb space of the cave, feeling the deliciousness of that cool water around your field, around your body, clearing you of any illusions, clearing you of the ways that you judge yourself or doubt yourself, and allowing the truth of who you are to really shine through. As you continue to walk now in this darkly lit cave, you feel a presence before you. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you see the energy of a black panther before you, breathing and watching you. Even though you feel the power and the presence of this magical creature, you do not feel afraid. You know that this creature wishes you no malevolent intent as you allow yourself to breathe with the panther now, gazing into its eyes and just noticing what they look like, what the energy in those eyes is. As you stare into the panther's eyes, he turns from you and begins to walk deeply into the cave. As you walk, you notice little candles on the walls on your left and right to guide you as you go down. But you notice that they are in a different color than the warm orange glow of the usual candle. Allow whatever color that comes through to ignite those candles as you walk down with their light, following the panther. And as you notice this animal's tail swaying back and forth, following its elegant footsteps, you feel the energy of the cave around you, this womp, 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 womp energy, almost like there is energy inside of the rock that is watching you and creating space for you. As you enter the second chamber more deeply of this cave, it opens up and creates a cavern, its own room. Water streams on the left and right, creating two little streams with the center points being rock and available for you to sit on. And as you take this energy and vision in, you notice that the panther has disappeared, and before you, an elderly yet powerfully energetic woman sits before you. She's robed in all black, and as she gazes up to you, her eyes are kind, understanding, and fierce. She reaches up one hand and with her pointer finger signals you to come closer. As you go before her and sit, you notice that something is in front of her. Whatever image, vision, or symbol that comes to you is perfect now as you gather before this symbol between you and who you now know to be as Hekate. As you gaze into her eyes, you realize that these eyes are the very same eyes as the panther who led you down to this room. As she stares into your eyes, she asks you a question. Beloved, what do you carry the most shame about? What aspects of yourself do you feel are not allowed and must be stomped out? What do you feel is unforgivable within you? And as you breathe in, you start to feel these aspects of your being come up, being okay with any of the uncomfortable energy that might arise as you connect with what you have stuffed down and bringing it into being. She asks you again, beloved, what is it that you feel the most shameful about? Bring it to me now. With that, she stands up and starts to walk more deeply into the recesses of the cave. And as you stand up too, you see and you feel the energy of that which you feel shameful about trailing behind you like old toys and broken bits and pieces of your life, trailing now behind you with physical energy. And as you move deeper into the cave, she brings you into a sacred fire. Again, these flames can be whatever color you feel wants to come through in this moment. There is no right or wrong answer. And as she gazes and stares at your eyes again, she asks you to release. With this, she asks, beloved, are you willing to release these energies and lay them down so they may be composted? Are you willing to lay these pieces of yourself down in favor of transmutation? Will you allow them to compost as they are meant to and create new life and fertilizer for your next cycle? Allow your answer to come from your womb space. And if you are ready, you are surprised now as Hekate bends over and kneels around you. And with an almost eerie, rather shocking display, she opens up her mouth to be the size of perhaps a dinner plate and starts to breathe in what you have been shameful about. She starts to breathe in all of those pieces of yourself that you feel could certainly be attractive to no one. Those pieces of yourself that you felt certainly no one wanted. Those pieces of yourself that you felt certainly they have no place on this earth. And as she breathes in, you realize that she is enjoying this ingestion and it is strengthening her, for she is the master of transmutation. And what ails you is gold to her. As she sucks this energy in, you notice you feel lighter and more released. And if there's any places of you that need to be cleared out, still give them to her in this release. Maybe stating aloud or mentally, I release all of my shame to you, Hekate. I release all of the ways that I feel I have done wrong to you, Hekate. And see her breathing in, eating them in. When you feel complete, allow yourself to take in the energy of the fire before you and Hekate. She looks at you, her face returning to normal, and says, thank you for the meal, beloved. Feel free to feed me at any time. And then with a telepathic message, she tells you to take her hand and to jump in the fire of transmutation with her. You grab her hand, and in 3, 2, 1, you jump into the center of this fire, allowing the flames to transmute you, and realize that the center of the fire is a portal back to your body in this incarnation, in this way. Feeling Hekate with you, inside of you, beside you, and around you. Knowing that this sacred being completely has your back, completely loves all of you, and will always come through to help you to accept yourself when you feel that you are unacceptable. She speaks to you now, although you can no longer see her. She whispers in your ear. You feel her energy glide over your skin and in the air. She says to you, beloved, I am always here for you. When you need to connect with me deeply, go to the forest, go to the darkness, turn the lights out, feel the energy of rock and stone within a cave. Follow me to the center of the earth. I live in the blackness. I live in the stillness, and I am here at your service. Allow yourself to breathe in for a few more deep breaths. Feeling, releasing. And as you come back to your body, simply see some tree roots coming from your root chakra now, traveling down through your legs, down through your calves and your feet, and allowing the tree roots to bury themselves beneath you, below you, into the earth deeply, allowing the tree roots to travel all the way to the center of the planet, plugging in like a plug into a socket, and leaving your roots here so you may be more connected to the mother as you go about your day and as you go about your life. Honoring this connection to the mother, honoring connection to Hekate and the dark goddess, these beings who are always here for you, loving you in your wholeness. And whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Beautiful. Awesome. Welcome back, loved ones. So that medicine within that meditation is here for you. There's so much that was transmuted and communicated simply by allowing ourselves to surrender into that meditation. So your mind might want to start to process what just happened, or scribble down things that you learned or came to you, or whatever that is. But I would actually invite you to feel more into your womb space and let the medicine continue to transmute and awaken you as we go into this winter solstice night, and allowing yourself to receive, not from the mind, but from the womb space, from the depth of the earth, from Hekate herself, so this energy can continue to be transmuted. Amanda says, thank you for the meditation and circle, ladies. I must be going. Have a wonderful holiday and be good ourselves. Amanda says, when I'm sad, I allow myself to be. It's self-therapy for clearing my emotional atmosphere to allow blessings to rain. Indeed, Amanda, that is the energy. Okay. Amanda says, I'm the bomb diggity. That's nice. How are you? Rita says, I love this. Her, you, all y'all. I love the darkness. Woo! I could feel a deep release. Thank you. Beautiful. So there we have it. We've done, a lot of beautiful work, and we also have this opportunity as we step out of ceremony to feel, to continue to feel into that place. And so maybe you want to spend some more time meditating later, or just going for a walk and allowing that stillness to encroach you. Maybe you want to just light candles in your place tonight, like I did last night, and didn't have any lights on. However you want to continue to bring this energy in, awesome. And if you feel complete with the ceremony and you've had your time of honoring the solstice, then that is awesome too. Millie says, lots of love as always, Beth, and to all the other ladies. So with that, we're going to be closing the circle. I do have something exciting for you ladies that I'm going to be inviting you tomorrow. And guess what? It's Free. I've been working on a gift for you behind the scenes for the last little bit, and tomorrow is when it's going to come out to be feasted on. So, you know how we talked, right, about this energy of like hustle and go and goals, and well, guess when that energy is most, visible and comes out? New Year's. That's when everyone's going to be like goals and this and no and all. So I actually, felt the call from the goddess to create something where we could actually deepen into the goddess, where we could deepen into this energy, where we could continue to receive initiations from her, so we can really pillar ourselves into the stillness, into what we know to be true, into honoring the darkness of this year, into honoring that we don't need to go crazy and very sunshiny and expressive at this time of year. This is a time for that stillness and incubation. And though we can definitely create and start to manifest the things we want to manifest from the space of the divine feminine, we want that to be done in a very still, inspired place of receptivity. And this is the place that we also get a lot of those good ideas and forward movement that actually can spring from this space. So I've created a 3-week course called Goddess Initiation that's going to start on December 30th. We're going to have 3 live ceremonies similar to this one, once a week. We're going to have 1 guided meditation coming through every week to deepen into what we have learned in the ceremony and opened up to. And we're also going to have some free coaching that's going to happen in our private Facebook temple space, Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. Again, the entire course is totally free as a gift from me to you and from the goddess to you. And you're going to be able to sign up for that at some point tomorrow, maybe tomorrow evening. An invitation is going to come out. Each ceremony, we're going to be working with a different energy. So we're going to be working with the energy of connecting in with our desires and what we want to manifest, but we're doing it from the space of the divine feminine, a much more relaxed place. Denise says, / Ariel Sunshine Flow says, New Year's stillness and incubation. Yes. Rita says, wow, Beth, thanks. Blue Raven says, happy birthday to Millie. Millie's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, love. Jess says, thank you for this, team. Ain't got no game. Love it. Okay, so yeah, the three topics of each week are going to be, the first one is going to be our purpose. And we're going to commune with the goddess, with our inner guides, and with what we know to be true to activate a deeper sense of purpose in our lives, a deeper sense of purpose in our careers, and actually have a conversation around how money connects to our missions and how to clear some of that energy around it so we can hold the vibration of prosperity and abundance from a really true place, because we are abundance with a strong focus on purpose. The second week, we're going to be discussing and inviting in how to attract loving, conscious relationships into our lives. So this is both with our communities, with sisters, and as well as with the masculine, and starting to heal some wounds with the masculine and coming to a deeper integration of our inner female, our inner male energies. So second week, we're going to be attracting loving, conscious relationships into our lives. The third week, we're going to be marinating in the energy of beauty and sensuality, and we're going to discover a deeper relationship with our bodies, with our sensuality, and with allowing how our relationship with the truth of beauty and the essence of beauty can come through into us and can be expressed through us and can be expressed through our lives. So I'm really excited for that. So again, the invitation will be coming out for you sometime tomorrow night, probably potentially Friday, but I'm shooting for tomorrow. Okay, Millie says, thank you. All right, beloveds, so I leave you with that. Megan, thanks for the heart. I'll leave you with that. Happy solstice, many blessings. And I'm so grateful for your presence. I'm so grateful to have held this space for this ceremony today. And I invite you to continue to connect with Hekate today and over the next few weeks, as we are still in the darkest part of the year. And I invite you to actually connect and rest in the darkness. This is the time for rest. This is the time for stillness and incubation. So we got lots of comments coming with thanks and hearts and many blessings. Rita says, so glad to know I will see you again soon. Of course, I'm always here. Till I die, I will be in service. Even after I die, I will be in service to this tribe and to the goddess. And yeah, after I die, I'm still going to be there. I'm just going to be a bit more floaty. So much love, many blessings. Love to you all. Thank you so much. And we're going to have a beautiful solstice as we continue to move and marinate in this energy. So many blessings, much love. And I will release you now.